Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, people, make sure that you lot are smashed up the lights. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. Roll to 10K. We're nearly on 7.4K, people. You know what I'm saying? So you lot make sure that you're smashed up lights, man. I can see that Jim's even growing out his beard right now, people. You know what I'm saying?
Does it look thicker? Does it look thicker? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
yeah.
does.
I've decided to leave it thicker. Yeah, I think it suits you better.
Yeah. It looks better, man. It looks better. I can't lie. What you saying, though, man?
Yeah, all good, bro. Same old, different day. Obviously, just trying to get myself back into the rhythm of doing lives, isn't it? Again, now I'm over in playback, isn't it? So, yeah, man, it's just waiting for things to start kicking off, man, in the transfer market, isn't it? Things are a bit quiet at the moment, but yeah, man, all good. All good.
100%, man. And listen, sorry for the lateness, people, man. I just had a few things to, you know what I'm saying? You can see I changed my top from the last show as well. I was getting hot in that one, man. But Ads is here as well. So big up, Ads. Can you hear us?
Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo,
you good, yeah?
Yeah, man's good, man. Man's good.
Yeah, he's got a different shirt on now, other than a Chelsea shirt. This guy.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually came home in a Chelsea shirt, and then I realized we lost, so I can't really rep colours like that. Standard tie, man. We've got to keep the standard tie in it. Come on.
Yeah, no, 100, bro. Listen, now Jimmy will be here. Jimmy will be here. Couch will be here. AJ will be here. These lot are just running a little bit late at the minute, people. You have to remember they're in America, bro. You know what I mean? So the times are different over there, man. But let's get straight into it because I want to speak about, you know, the reaction that I saw online the other day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've titled this Chelsea's fan base is pathetic, right? And before I do any of that, let's talk about the game. You know, what you guys thought about the game. For me, I'll sort of briefly break it down. The first half I thought was very equal. You know, I thought we were pressing them quite well. Off the ball, I was telling me and Az was speaking in the group chat. I said off the ball, the shape was actually quite good in terms of getting back into shape, you know, and not giving these men much space. And we were pressing them the same way that we're pressing us, right? And Neto, it was a very good goal for him to score as well because he had quite a lot to do there, bro. Like, man won the ball back, you know, from like a halfway line, and still had to, you know, run towards goal and finish it. You know what I'm saying? Big up Couch as well. So the first half, I wasn't, you know, overly pissed about it. I thought, okay, it's quite average. We can still do more. I want to see more from Palmer. I want to see Enzo getting on the ball more. Reece, I'm hoping he can come off quickly because he's not looking comfortable there. But in the second half, we absolutely capitulated, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely capitulated, bro. Like the defending from Gusto, you know, Jackson coming off the bench and getting that red card was shocking, bro. Jimmy, obviously, you was at the game, so you saw that shit live action, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, but again, the reaction that I'm seeing after the game, I know Maresca made a mistake, bro. I know we've seen him play Reece in midfield before, bro. But the way people were talking is as if we're in some crisis at the minute. And I'm like, bro, it's our second loss in 11 games. You know what I'm saying? Jim, how about you, bro? What did you think of the game, first of all, man? Obviously, you was at the game. How was the atmosphere, first of all?
The atmosphere was how's my mic? Is the proper mic setting?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The atmosphere was good. And the game was actually all right. Even losing wasn't even a problem. Like what I was pissed about was Jackson. But somebody did a breakdown of the whole tackle, and it's like, all right, I get it. And y'all heard me in the moment. Y'all heard me in the group. I'm quite sure people see me in the panels, but it's a dude with a channel. I think his name like Mono FC or something like that. And he actually had the video of the tackle itself. And like he did it step by step and showing you what Jackson was doing. And then I was like, all right, I see what Jackson was doing, but like you just like, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Like I don't understand why these things are happening to you. Like you just wild. You like this animalistic wild way, what you came in is still like I see what happened there, and like there was a lot of acting in it. It was a lot of drama in it, but it's still like you even in the moment I would have gave you a red. So I can't go back and be like a referee don't get to do what the dude actually did on his channel. You know what I mean? Like this dude had to literally fucking CSI it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I see this, but who the fuck is gonna see this in the moment? You gotta play football with your head locked in and lock them more. Like I just can't. The immaturity, bro. Like you was on the pitch for 4 minutes and you make that rash of a tackle. Like I just can't. Like I can't make no excuses for him. I can't get like I literally left the game mad about that more than I was the loss. It's like, yo, bro, you got another red card. It just happened, and you like the worst thing you could have did was put out an apology. Just go. Like nobody don't care. No apologies can't change nothing. Because your apology didn't help with me. Even after watching the video and seeing that, okay, it wasn't as malicious as I thought. So what? It doesn't change the action. You got a fucking red in 4 minutes, bro. You got a red in 4 minutes after just doing it in another game. I can't. Oh, it's like for anybody who came and said, yo, Jackson out, they don't want him no more. Yeah, I can't argue with you. Like, what could I say? That's definitely what I felt in the moment. And like, of course, I'm not that upset anymore. But if people who still feel like that, I don't blame them. And if I woke up this morning and heard that he was sold, I'll be like, yo, I can't. That's the type of overreaction that you can understand. And sometimes in life you overreact, and it's just what happens. Like you just can't do that back to back. We don't have you for the first game starting the season. You feel like we're gonna start the season without you, and then you go and you do it not basically in the preseason. Like what are you doing?
And what I just said as well, Jim. What I just said, before I come to Jem, right? He hasn't helped himself because something that Maresca said, Jem, was he wants to obviously try playing Delap and Jackson together. Now he's not going to be able to do that, bro.
He's not going to get to try it.
A few games, he ain't going to be able to try it. Yep. Right? We've got an easy game. We've got an easier game on Wednesday. I'm not taking any team lightly because I don't watch these teams week in, week out. So I'm not going to look at their name and say, oh, they're shit, right? They might just have some pressing and they go on a mad one. You know what I mean? But you would have wanted Jackson to be there so Maresca can try and play those two together. Because I wasn't overly pissed with what he tried to do the other day. What I was more angry with was him playing Reece in midfield. And we'll speak about that.
Reece.
That was the problem that I had. Right?
I said as well.
That was the problem. That was honestly the only, out of everything done in the game, that was the only thing I look back and be like, I don't get. Everything else. Everything else I understand.
I said to you, I was annoyed about the Reece James thing. We had a conversation.
The Reece James in midfield, there's nothing. Even when you try to sit and think, okay, what could he possibly? There's nothing that I can come up with that makes sense. Nothing.
With the Jackson question, mate, it's really simple for me. Like, I think it's just really stupid, to be quite honest. You can see that how the referees reffing the game. You know, I mean, I've never seen a ref pull out wanting to pull out his card every 2 seconds Chelsea went into a tackle. He made Anthony Taylor look like a nun. 800 insane yellow cards in 128 games is ridiculous for a referee. Do you know what I mean? So number one, you're on the bench, you're watching this. You can literally see this before you even come on the pitch that this guy is, just looking to just pull out cards when he, every time Chelsea, tackle and whatever. And he comes on and like, there's just no excuse for it. The way he went in with his studs up, and into that tackle, even if it's in the Premier League, if it's in the Champions League, it doesn't matter where it is. It's a red card, guys. We can't argue. And I'll be honest, I'll put my hands up. I was one of the first people to react on Twitter. I said I wanted him sold. Like he pissed me off that much because it was just because I know. It was just because it was so close to what he did before at the end of the season, which could have cost us. To be quite honest, it could have cost us getting Champions League with what he did, and then you go into this fucking tournament and you go and do that. But I just think he's very stupid for it. Really, really.
100%, bro. That's what I mean. Ads like people like to cook Mudryk. Yeah, one of the guys that like to cook Mudryk about his IQ. This guy's IQ stinks as well, bro. He's got zero IQ at times. I swear to God.
Yeah, he's a very frustrating player. And again, he comes across like a player who we've seen and we know now didn't really have academy football. He didn't have the same education that a lot of other players have. And that rawness, that petulance is showing through. And it's really, I want to swear, I'm not going to swear. But it's really jarring. Like it's super jarring to the point where I was very close to being that super reactionary fan that says, "Oh, sell him," because, and I never get like that. But I was feeling that emotion. I was so vexed, bro. So I'm very much close to being done with the guy. And as much as I like the player, I like the ability that he brings. Obviously, the first group game against, fair enough, American Farmer is cool. It is what it is. But you saw what he can do in terms of linking up play, creating chances for others, hold up play. It's good. But I'm sick of all the petulance, the silly mistakes. Like he came on, and okay, he technically lost his man for the goal, the second goal, right? He could have actually been a bit more switched on. I'm like, listen, I don't know if the lap would have stopped that, because again, he's a striker as well. I need to watch more of the lap to see if he's gonna be that switched on in the box, because it's very rare to find a striker that's that switched on in the box. Only like Jobba was like known for being that switched on, right? But that happens, and then a minute later, then you get sent off in those stupid tackle. It's like, surely that Newcastle moment should have switched something on in your head, because that really should have cost us top 5. It didn't, because our defender stepped up and we ended up clutching the wins, but our attack didn't step up, and you were a big part of our attack and you missed it. But fair enough, you got another opportunity, a striker's been signed, step up to the plate. And he didn't, and it's crazy. And you're right about the Maresca point about maybe he wants to try this formation now, because he played Neto like a second kind of striker from the left. Maybe Jackson could work there, but now we're not going to see it in the third group game. And are we going to see it later on? Probably not. So again, it's just a missed opportunity in this postseason that we're in, this postseason tournament. He's wasted it. He's frustrated the fan base, and it's just bloody jarring, bro. But again, the club's at fault for making this guy such an important figure of the team for 2 years. He should never have been the main striker. And even now, another striker has been signed. He's still letting us down. So I'm this close to being done with the guy, bro. Honestly, this close. And by the way, John Obi Mikel cooked this guy, and rightfully so. Everybody was on John Obi because, why is he cussing out Jackson? This about Jackson. Oh, Mikel's not even a legend. What's he doing? He's a bench player. All these stupid Twitter fans. Honestly, absolute clowns, a lot of you. But listen, Mikel cooked him properly, and so should every other Chelsea fan, because this was a disgrace. So 100%. So close to winning them out of my club, honestly.
Bro, listen, again, anyone that's saying get this guy out on that right now, I can't even defend it, Couch. You know what I mean? How you feeling about this whole Jackson situation right now, Couch, man?
Big up everybody, man. Smash up the likes. It's been a minute. I'm just into something here. So if I'm in and out, just realize it's not because I don't want to be here. It's just because like there's some shit going on in the house right now. But like the Jackson thing. I think it's been well documented, well stated. Like you guys have all covered the points that need to be covered. You know, like I don't think I need to add too much more to it other than the fact that we got to look at like what sort of progression this guy's on right now. Like where was he when we bought him after the first year, and where is he now? Because this is the point where you have to start assessing whether or not this is somebody that you want to keep around the club, as he showed the level of maturity that is conducive to kicking on and getting to the next level of his career. So, I question those things now. Maybe it is reactionary just due to the fact that we had, those 2 red cards in back-to-back fashion. It feels like real close success, like real close, right? So I'm questioning that now. I'm questioning the maturity. I'm questioning of what he's going to be the guy that's going to be able to kick us on to the next level. Can he show that level of growth in his game? And the other things too, like, I don't know. I know we're going to get into the game. I just don't know if what we saw versus Flamengo is indicative of what we're going to see in the Premier League, because I don't even think that we're taking this tournament that serious, to be honest, because it looks like Maresca is basically thinking about the Premier League. He's thinking about things he wants to do in the Premier League more so than what this current tournament is, because we all said it. Like, there's absolutely no reason why with the midfield that we have, we should be inverting, was it Reece James into the midfield?
We didn't even invert him.
Not even inverting him, just playing him there, outright. And you guys already know how I feel about Gusto. I just don't think he works in this setup, regardless of how we play him. So, you got to question what the level of how seriously are we taking this right now? Because if it is really, really serious, and we want to, I think it should be, to be honest, because there's money to be won here. Let's just be real. Like that loss cost us millions, and literally millions, Jimmy.
1.5 mil.
Yeah. So if we should be taking it serious just on that point alone. There's money to be won here. And as much as I knew, like I was going in with the understanding that even if we bought players in and whatnot, I knew that he wasn't really going to play them because he trusts the players that he trusts. He knows his team. He wasn't going to bring in new players and then be like, okay, now you're going to take the starting role here, not having had under understanding of what we've been doing for the last year. So it was always going to be like that little whatever pre-tournament tax that teams were talking about. I knew that we weren't going to get in on that because we weren't really that desperate to bring in guys for the first team. It was mainly just a squad team. So here we are.
No, 100%. I hear what you're saying, man. And for me, it didn't make any sense whatsoever, Jim, because it's like if you watch Flamengo's games back, right, which he would have done, right, you would have known that they're trying to fucking press us. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be physical. They're going to be in our face. You want a press-resistant midfielder in there, like a Lavia, like a Santos, to be getting on the ball and relieving that pressure, beating that press, and getting the ball quickly to Enzo. Because that was my biggest problem of the game. We weren't really getting the ball enough to Enzo Fernandez, bro. The few times that he got on it in the first half, he was trying to make those balls to Delap, yeah? But other than that, I wasn't really seeing anyone getting it and just fizzing it in between the lines. Do you know what I mean? And Reece was a big hindrance in that. He is not a midfielder. I'm not blaming Reece. I'm blaming Maresca for putting him in that position because he's not a midfielder, bro.
100%. He's Maresca came out and said that he tried a new system, and it was a new system because if you watched how we were playing out from by the way, Sanchez had a stinky 5-10 minutes at the beginning of the game again. Really bad, and we had issues trying to play out. But the issue with playing Reece James in midfield against a team that's going to give intensity like it did for the full 90, by the way, they were just relentless. They were in your face constantly, non-stop. Is that when you're in midfield, it's a completely different area because you have to have this 360 vision. And when you're a player like Reece James, I know he's played in midfield in the past, but predominantly, in his Chelsea career, has always played in that sort of right back position. When you're in the defence, you're always looking forward and you have the time to execute your passes, do long balls, play out. You have a bit more time to do what you need to do. But when you're in midfield and you're playing out from the back and you're playing these quick balls into into your midfield, you've got to have this. You've got to have a quick response to what you're going to do with it, whether it's going to go left, whether you're going to go right, what you're going to do, whatever. And the problem with Reece James is he's not mobile enough to do that. He hasn't got the ability to be able to drop a shoulder and turn quickly and then think quick enough, the thinking process to release the ball quick enough so that we can move forward. And it's not his fault. He just shouldn't have been played there. It's something he should not have, in my opinion, tried out against this team. What we needed, like you said, was a Lavia, who is our best press resistant player in the team, who can receive the ball, drop a shoulder, create the space for himself, and then find the pockets. But what was interesting about this system is when we was off the ball, Palmer was on the right and Neto was predominantly on the left. When we tried to move forward in transition, we went from the goalkeeper to the two defenders to Cucurella and Gusto holding the width this time. Usually that would be our wingers in a normal rest. It was them holding the width, to then Palmer and Enzo going back into their actual positions, which is like just between the middle pockets, And then the aim was to try and get the ball from from defence to midfield to Enzo or Palmer as quickly as possible, And then what you notice is, like you said, Nato tucked in and went into the two, and then that created space for Delap to be able to run in behind and try and have these opportunities. But did we see it enough? No, we just didn't see it enough because, to be quite honest with you, the balance wasn't there. I thought we played well the first half to a degree, but my biggest problem was we never actually controlled the game. We never controlled that first half. It was just more that we competed in the first half.
It was ping pong football. It reminded me of Poch. It reminded me of Poch.
Exactly. So for me, it's should he have tried it? No. All right, he tried it. But if you're going to try it, play players in their positions. Play players that are going to benefit that system, because I do think he can utilize that going into the Premier League against specific teams, especially teams that are going to come out and press us. Because it's definitely something he needs to look at a later stage. But it just didn't work, bro. It just didn't work in this.
100%, man. And Ads, how about you, bro? Like, do you think that Maresca's gonna, do you think he's learned from that? Because obviously they asked him the question, and to me, it kind of sounded like he knows he made a mistake, right? Do you think that he's gonna try something like that again, play Reece in the middle, or do you think that's the end of it? We're not gonna see it again now.
I mean, I'd like to think not, but because with the options we got, there's no reason to be playing one of the best right backs in world football in midfield when you have Caicedo or Lavia or Enzo, flipping Andre Santos, the League on midfield of the year, and then it's Hugo, so it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, I think his comment was a bit of copium, like, because they were better than us, and we lost. And yeah, he tried a couple of different things, and I feel like okay, it was a good excuse to say that. Oh, I'm trying things for the new season, rare tear. And again, like I said, this is a post-season tournament. It's kind of new because, like you're saying, obviously we haven't got a chance to integrate new players, and this isn't like a tester run to just go and incorporate guys and try new things out the whole time because we need to win these games because there's money on the line, like super big money on the line. So there's an element of obviously a lot of the European teams like taking it pretty serious because you see most teams are playing all their big teams, their big players, but they're kind of incorporating a few different tactics and using that as an opportunity to try different things, which is what we do. So again, I don't want anybody saying that, oh, we didn't want to win. We're kind of half asking it. No, we tried to win. The intent is there to win. And you saw it even in the players because first half, we were rapping into challenges like crazy. We were acting like as if we were Tottenham. Like the aggression was there. You can look from people like Colwill, Caicedo, and Enzo were getting stuck into Jorginho. I don't know what that was about because they didn't even play with the guy. So I don't know what the beef was.
Caicedo and Jorginho had some little thing going on in it. Yeah.
Enzo too. So I don't know what that was about, but you can see that the intensity was there, which I liked. So that was there. And obviously Flamengo are a good team. Like again, I'm gonna say we should beat the Tunisian champions because I don't think they're that good. Always to Tunisian football, I don't think it's going to be that good. But obviously, the Brazilian teams.
Tunisian that we're playing.
Yeah, Tunisian champions.
When the fuck do you want What the fuck? What did you say? You said they're good. They're not a bad team.
And I said no. I said that they can't be all that good.
They're not level with the Brazilian teams.
No. The Brazilians, they're used to that altitude. They're used to that humidity as well.
It's just the intensity for me.
Yeah, but
they're just in season. Let's not forget they're in season right now, right? Like they're 10 games into the Brazilian season, if I'm not mistaken.
They played more games than that.
Let's finish. Go on.
That's what I'm gonna get to because again, most teams I'm gonna be like, oh, they're not European, so they're not all that. But the Brazilian teams, they always take these tournaments serious. They always are on job. And again, look at the tournament so far. They've all been good. Whether it's them, Fluminense, Palmeiras, they're all unbeaten pretty much. So that was going to be a good test. And I saw it first 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, this isn't some Mickey Mouse game. They're on us. And for me, again, I feel like they played the better football. First off, I get it. We were relatively comfortable. And obviously, the tactic was to be a bit more defensive, play more counter-attacking football. That was the system. And it worked to a certain extent. But obviously, we didn't see us play the normal fluid football that we're used to seeing. We only created like one chance first half, which is the lap chance. Neto capitalized on a moment. Great goal from him. Fair play. But we didn't play our normal great football. But first half was okay. Second half, we obviously capitulated. Jackson mistakes, Gaston mistakes on the goals, awful. But
do you know why you didn't really see any creativity though, Ads? Number one, you're not really getting the ball to Enzo much. And number two, Palmer
didn't play. Palmer did not play.
So both of our creators were muted. Like there was no creativity in that first half. Second half, I think the only chance we created was the Cucurella when he nearly scored the header. Like he nearly got his head on it. Sorry. Trying to think of any other chances in the second half, because we both had four big chances.
No, when he whipped the ball in and the lap at the front post, he didn't get. He tried to get.
Oh yeah, that was a good chance. Yeah.
Second half.
That was first
half.
half.
No, I'm talking about second half because we both created four big chances.
Forget it.
I don't remember the four big chances, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, we didn't play great. So that's my thing is like we played against a pretty good team who was super motivated. It was like a home game for them, great intensity, and we struggled with that. And we've seen it a lot in big games where like we struggled to get the best out of Palmer, and we've been struggling against these kind of high intensity teams, and that needs to change. But again,
you're not listening, bro. You go watch the game back, and you will see why this guy was Casper. If he's not getting much of the ball from the players I'm meant to be giving him the ball, that's what happens. You've got to get the ball to him, and we wasn't really doing that enough.
It wasn't like Enzo was bad. It's just he wasn't as involved as you would like him to have been. But then Palmer, it's like I want to see Palmer get more involved in the game. And right wing Cam, it doesn't matter. He needs to do something, and he was a ghost, bro. That's fully Palmer again.
Palmer was actually shit. I don't think Enzo was shit. Palmer was actually shit.
Palmer was shit. Yeah,
he was terrible. Right. Let's talk about Santos, Jimmy, man, because obviously, 2 games in, I'm already seeing some polls on Twitter. I'm seeing polls on Twitter now about Maresca or Santos. I'm seeing bare people losing their head now, talking about Santos is leaving. We're selling this guy, because there's so many people right now that want to be right about this thing, because they hate Clearlake that much. They want Santos to be sold so they can say I was right. Yeah. What are you saying about this overreaction about Santos not getting more minutes again? Like how you kind of...
It's literally nothing to say, It's literally nothing. It's a non-subject. It's literally a non-subject. Like I would feel dumber if I talk about why a player that we just got didn't play in the first 2 games. that we had in an end of a season tournament. I don't have nothing to say. Like I can't say anything to that without telling people to pull their fucking skirt down because their thong is showing. Like, yo, bro, it's not that serious. Like I just really don't know what to say to niggas. Like I really don't. Like if you sitting down and want to say to yourself, he's getting sold, then go have at it, bro. I just can't. Like I can't even.
What makes you say that, Jim? Why are you confident that he's gonna stay?
It's not about confidence. What the fuck am I supposed to be? It's too.
I'm asking you, Jim. I'm asking you, Jim, because bro, I'm with you on this. I'm with
games.
You. It's stupid.
Even if it was the two opening games of the season, like I still wouldn't give a fuck. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't.
What makes you?
Don, I just don't care. Like he just got here. We have starters. There's a pecking order to things. If y'all don't get that in life, I can't give you that. It's just I blame your parents. I can't give you that. You were raised just a foul. Like it's 2 games. Like what am I? You like what's my confidence? My confidence ain't high. My confidence ain't low. I'm just indifferent to the subject. It's not even really a subject yet to me.
Exactly. That's how I see it. That's how I see it, Jim.
Once Reece James was in the midfield, everything was thrown off. You already see that. You already fucking see that. Well, why isn't he playing? Well, let's see. Let's look. Let's look in the midfield. Who's in the midfield? Anybody in the midfield that don't belong? Yeah, Reece James. He's right there. That's why he didn't play. Because Reece James is right there. That's why he didn't play. That's why Sugo did. That's why you didn't get and the reason you didn't get a normal midfield rotation is because we lost a player. The whole rotation of
it was never bringing him on the second half.
Yeah, that goes out the window. But why he didn't play? Reece James, because he fucking like a dickhead. He played Reece fucking James. So who what do you mean? That's the whole midfield spot going.
Simple answer to this is just the fact that this is a postseason tournament. Like it's not preseason where you can experiment. This is postseason tournament with a lot of money in the line. People aren't used to that, and it's like, okay, I might tried and tested players.
That means nothing.
No, it does because again, Santos hasn't had a chance to train.
Doesn't, because we can. It's not like this. The last game,
Jim, let him land.
It's the last game.
Jimmy, I'm literally agreeing with you. I'm saying that's why it doesn't matter that he's not playing. Like it's not like that doesn't mean he's going to be sold. It means
I'm not going at him. I'm saying
that's training in the system. Like he obviously
make that point again. Sorry, because you know
Maresca wants to win these games because there's a lot of money on the line. Blah blah blah. Right? You want to go with players who understand the system and have had an opportunity to train in the system. Santos has just got here. It's not preseason; it's a postseason tournament. So he's going with what he knows. He's experimenting a little bit with the system, but with the players, he doesn't want to experiment with players. He wants to go with what he knows, and he doesn't know Santos like that. It's very simple. Santos
as far as they can take on the instructions that the manager gives them. We've probably been working on this tactic for months and just not implemented it until this point. You know what I mean? And like these guys understand the instructions the manager's given them. It's one thing to be like, again, high stakes game. No matter how you look at it, there's money on the line. People want to win that money. You're not going to put people in that are uncomfortable in the role that's assigned to them just because, you want to give them a test run. It's just, that's not how it works, man. Had we been up 3-0, different story, but that was a real game. That felt like a real game. And there was no way he was going to put people in that were untested in that role.
I will challenge that slightly. I will challenge that slightly just to say that again, other teams are doing it. City are playing some of their newer players, so you can do it. I'm just saying that him not doing it means that Santos isn't going to get sold. It doesn't mean that
City's still playing their regular base system.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like me, I would only worry. Go on, Jim. Actually, before you.
No, I'm just gonna be quick. It's real quick. I just find it really fucking stupid. Like the guy is literally just got here. The timing of this discussion is the wrong timing for this discussion.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to send him to Bayern. He can't go for less than 100 million.
In normal situations, there wouldn't even be no games right now. In normal situations, there would be no games.
And the point being is, you're right. He wasn't playing in the first game. The second game, there was talking about, oh, he's going to make his debut. But guess what? The circumstances changed because the second half we went down. We went behind number one very quickly, and we went down to 10 men. Secondly, if we would have won that game, and I said this with Santos, if we'd have won that game, I think we'd have seen Santos starting this next game. But guess what? We haven't won it. We didn't win, and we're going into this third game having to either win or draw. So again, guys, don't be shocked if you don't see Santos starting the game again, because we have to win. We have to make sure we win this game. So I want to see Santos play. This
is exactly why, Reaper, I keep saying to people, enjoy your summer and stay off of Twitter, bro. Yeah, because a lot of you guys get your emotions and you get your takes from Twitter. Why is there reports coming out about him being annoyed, bro? How about you just break it down and use a bit of common sense? It has been two games. It has been two
as well.
games. Yeah,
there is
it's two games. It's 2 games. The guys just come. I wanted Santos to start the other day, and I'm not even giving Maresca an excuse for playing Reece in midfield because I didn't want him to do that. I would have started Santos. I would have started Lavia. Cool. Yeah. I hear all of that, right? But the overreaction I'm seeing now is mad. If I was seeing Maresca persisting with Reece in midfield while Santos is here after this game, then I'll be a little bit like, bro, you're violating now, innit? You know what I'm saying? You're actually taking a piss, right? He's done it in one game. He's realized that he's fucked up. So his actions in the next game, I expect him to either start Santos or you see Santos come on quite early in the second half.
I don't think he's starting.
If he doesn't start, I think he'll get enough game time. I think you'll see him play, right? But people need to remember, we have a lot of games to play. We are now playing 2 games a week in the hardest competition in the world, right? When it comes to club football, yeah? We need cover. We had no cover for Caicedo last season. We had no cover for the likes of Enzo. These guys are going to play, right? Go remind yourself of the FA Cup game. Go remind yourself of the FA Cup games, the Carabao Cup games, the lineup that Maresca was putting out. Man was having to make some shabby lineups and that because we had people injured. You know what I mean? People were out. People were getting drug bans and shit. You know what I'm saying? So people that are just overdoing this thing right now, Reaper, if you believe that it's going to get sold, let's put money on it right now. How about that? Yeah? Let's put money on it.
What money you think Reaper got? You think Reaper got money? Reaper fucking got orange juice in the refrigerator with his name on it, so nobody else drink it.
Why does Reaper think he's going to get sold already after 2 games? That's my question. Explain to me what you've seen that tells you that Santos is getting sold. What
and you know what? I was speaking to Tobes and Alexis in the chat about this earlier, and Alexis right now, Alexis is moving crazy on the timeline. I had to tell bro, stop scaremongering the people because you got a fucking big account. You're scaremongering.
That's what he doing. I'm gonna holler at Mr. Kafka.
I've been getting on to him, and I told him
holler at Mr. Kafka.
Bro, me and Tobes were speaking, and Tobes was basically saying, he could go elsewhere. I said, okay, name me the teams. Tobes mentioned Arsenal. I went and mentioned PSG. I said, bro, those 2 teams that you've mentioned, number 1, are going to have to pay us a mad thing. And number 2, he doesn't guarantee himself to walk into their midfield. So it's the same situation man's in right now, right? If Santos wants to guarantee himself a start for a team, he would basically have to go to like a mid-table team, basically, in the Premier.
Because going anywhere in his start.
He's not going to go anywhere. Even Barcelona right now, Barcelona have Pedri. They're most likely going to move Rafinha to the 10 if they get Nico Williams. And then they've got, who's up in midfielder that Barcelona have? Pedri, Rafinha, and this one I'm missing. De Jong. Yeah, De Jong, right? So when I'm looking around, I'm like, bro, all these other big teams, man will still have to fight for his place, right? He's at Chelsea Football Club, bro. He has to fight for his place. Injuries are going to happen. Touch wood, they don't. But you know things are going to happen. Fitness, bro. Tactics for different teams. The other day, Maresca basically tried a 4-3-3. You can play Santos in a game like that with Palmer starting in a 4-3-3.
I don't even know. You know I swear, we spending way too much time even talking about this.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like
it's the thing is you have to break these things down to people like this because honestly, AJ, I'm gonna bring you into this and we'll get your take on it as well. Some of the things I see, that's why I just logged off the other day and I went to Chris Brown on Saturday. I had a good time. I barely even been on Twitter. When I saw the links about the goalkeeper and that, I was like, oh, okay. And I just kept it moving. But what do you think about all this crying on Twitter about Santos, AJ, man?
I mean, you see, this is what... Can you hear me, first of all? You hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what you get when you got 24/7 news, man. You start hearing little shit every fucking minute. Like, it don't even make sense. It really doesn't make sense.
It's true.
Facts.
I agree with Jimmy. I think everybody has really said it. You know, it's only been 2 games. We gotta let it play out a little bit. Give it another 2 weeks.
A little bit. Damn.
Let the tournament finish. You know, let's see what happens. But I understand people want to upgrade the team. You know, Santos has been cooking all year. He's bringing goals, assists. You know, we want to bring those type of players in the team. So I get it. But we got to let it play out another 2-3 weeks before we're like, oh, he's going to get sold. So just calm a little bit. I understand, but just let it play out. And hopefully he plays tomorrow. Jimmy, I know you're going to the game, so, you know, you could bring us back the analysis, see what you see.
Please let him play tomorrow so these people don't fucking...
Bro,
first of all, I'll snap. But damn, could you imagine what it's going to be like if he don't play tomorrow? Oh, my God.
Exactly.
Do you know what my problem is with it mainly? It's the fact that it's a lot of the bigger accounts that are fucking moaning about it. I was sitting on live on playback and someone came in my live and said, "Oh, Alex Goldberg's moaning about Santos not playing." And I'm like, why is he sitting there moaning about fucking Santos not playing and that we're going to sell him and he's better than this one and this and this and
the
I'm
only
like,
thing I could think of is engagement, bro. It brings engagement, so they know I could do this and it's gonna bring engagement because I can't think of any other reason to act like that over.
No, honestly, bro, that's what I mean. Like, for example, and I just say, look what he's done with Petrovic, bro. Petrovic didn't want to go to the Club World Cup because he wasn't guaranteed to be the number one. He wants to be the number one. Santos he's obviously been told, bro, you're gonna be back up to these guys and your time will come, right? We don't know what's gonna happen with Enzo next summer because Real Madrid are gonna be back for this guy, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be back for this guy if he decides to leave.
Every year
they're going to be after this guy, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So, end of the day, big up Lewis, because Lewis says it right here. We want quality depth, then we get annoyed at the repercussions of that. Exactly. Yeah? Man are telling me PSG are interested, bro. Man's got to go to a midfield, yeah, with Vitinha, Neves, and Ruiz, but you think he's going to automatically start, bro? Yeah? Asugo's seen time before Santos. Okay, Fez. He's a
Asugo played 2 fucking minutes.
2 minutes, bro. That played like what? 5-10 minutes in the game.
He played 2 minutes. Shut the fuck up, man. There's already interest from. Shut up. He has a 10-year fucking contract. He doesn't have any power. Remember the same contract? Look, this is why I'm about to snap now. Remember these fucking Americans with their 8-year contracts? Stupid. Now they have the power. You dumb fucks. These players that y'all think can run up, I want to play for Real Madrid. You could want to play for who the fuck you want. Who got the power? Who got the power? The team. That's what these big contracts do, you stupid fucks. So even if Santos woke up today and said he want to leave, guess where he ain't going? Wherever the fuck we don't feel like sending him. And he's doing shit wages, so it don't cost us anything. We can make him go play for the under 5s, and there's nothing he can do about it. You dumb fucking idiots. It's called leverage. Leverage.
People need to remember who they support as well, you know. I don't know if you don't think like I don't know if you don't think like we're some little man club or something. Like, man is that fucking Chelsea football club, bro. Yeah,
like teams should just come in and be like, okay, we'll have a little bit of that and a little bit. No, it's worse. It's not like he's on the last 2 years of a deal. I'll be worried. Like, you know what? This motherfucker might be. He's got 8 years left on a 75-year contract.
I think it's more to do that they. This is my opinion. I think when we do this, I think it's more to do with the hate they have for the directors. They just don't want to see it.
I hate those cocksuckers. I hate those.
No, but I think they just want these things to happen so they can go fucking bald, just scream at the bald.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, 100%, bro. Because I haven't really been seeing many people doing these. I was seeing referendums on the TL man. Them. I was seeing paragraphs on paragraphs, bro. Of Maresca, and I'm like, have I been like in a cave somewhere, and I've come back like, what's this crisis talk I'm seeing on the timeline right now, bro? You know what I mean? What is
this last crisis? 20 games is 15 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws or some shit like that. Like, what are we talking about? This is not conversation to be having. This is not conversation. It's like stupid, and like, and this is why this is where I challenge some people's intelligence. I'm dead serious, and I'm not talking about how smart you are or what college you went to, because I don't care about that. That ain't nothing. Anybody can read something and learn something. A robot, anybody could do that. But do you have the actual intellect to be able to have fucking sense out of nonsense, like my grandmother say? All these fucking report. Me and Jim's the other morning. It was like 3:30 in the morning here. I was up smoking. I didn't have to work the next day. I was up idle smoking. I said, oh shit, Jim's is on. Jim's press play on a Fabrizio Romano fucking video where he says something in the beginning, and before he gets to the end of the paragraph, he contradicts what he says. Jim said, hold up, I gotta rewind this shit. And then I said, no, Jim's, rewind it one more time, because I know I didn't hear what it really dawned on me, like, you know what?
Yeah, it's bad.
These guys are fucking idiots. A lot of these guys giving out this news, they're fucking idiots. And I don't mean they're idiots, but they turn into fucking idiots, because Fabrizio's talking so much now that it's like he's starting to say anything. And it's like, yo, dude, your credibility is like sliding, but it don't matter, because the bread, the money is ridiculous. I heard somebody say the other day he has 26 million followers. I'm like, holy shit. It's become beyond. He's not being a journal anymore. That's why you don't see Ornstein and all of that. People like, oh, this guy's a tap in. No, he's a journalist. Journalist there's a piece of integrity that comes with being a journalist. And Ornstein holds on to that. You can see it. That's why you see him comment. He's not throwing out rumors. He don't throw out, I think. A lot of this shit I be reading, and then they say, I think, neatly in there. And then as soon as I reach, I think, I stop. But y'all keep going, because y'all don't realize the first part he quoted what he heard, and then every fucking thing after that is what he think. And then
there's a distinct difference between a journalist and a content creator.
Yes,
he taught them both, because he does.
Fabrizio's walking the line. He's walking the line.
Yeah,
but like when you're a content creator, you have to have something every day. Every day you have to have something.
Even if nothing's going on,
every day talking something. Yeah, every day.
He done it again yesterday.
You're bang on there, man.
He done it again yesterday. You know that, Jimmy. You know that video
we all fiend for it. We all fiend for it. I'm not even on it like that. Like, but people fiend for that shit, man. Every day this guy's putting some up, man. You know. Yesterday, right? He brought another video out. He brought another video out at 6. It was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon or saying. And this is, you know what we watched, Jimmy? Yeah, it was the same. It was the same. Literally, he goes, "We got Chelsea update for you guys," you know. And he's Fabrizio Romano, whatever. And I'm thinking, here we go. He gets to Gittins. The only thing he said about Gittins is that we've agreed a 7-year contract with him, personal terms, which we already know anyway. And then he said, "But the clubs are still discussing the fee." Like, you've been told us this for about a month ago. And then he got to Mike. He got to Mike. He went, I just need to clarify about the Mike news. For the last couple of days, people have been asking me questions about Mike. And I'm like, okay, he's going to say something different. He's like, yes, guys, since Chelsea last had contact with Mike Maignan, there has been absolutely nothing. No more news. However, does it mean that they're going to reopen it in a couple of weeks' time? Potentially, maybe they could reopen the discussion with Mike. You just said it's closed, and now you're saying it's reopened.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything just now.
Enjoy your summer.
He said both possibilities.
Bro, enjoy your summer, people. Too many people are stuck on their phone waiting for the next bit of news. I'm telling you, bro, like seeing a Fabrizio tweet for some people, it's like crack for them, bro. You know what I mean? They're scratching their neck, and when they see that, it's like, oh, I need that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me read this out. Yeah, we got Jabbo here. It says people are skeptical of these sociopathic criminal sporting directors, and you lot keep making up excuses for them. Someone like Jimmy even claps for them two times in a single day. Why Santos isn't a valid concern? Let me answer your first question. Yeah, bro, I'm skeptical about them. We're all skeptical about these sporting directors. But to answer your last question, why Santos isn't a valid concern, broski, it's been 2 games. Now is not the time to be losing your shit when it's literally 2 games. You know what I mean? It's 2 games, bro. That's the point that we're making. We shouldn't even be overly panicking like this over 2 games, bro.
And hold on, and let me answer you. Since you said I clap for them, first of all, I'll clap your mother cheeks. That's first of all about clap. Second of all, you people don't even have the emotional intelligence to understand you can disagree with one point and agree with another.
Yes.
Y'all think because management sucks that they can't do anything right. Yeah, they suck. But a broken clock is right 2 times a day. So when they're right, you have to acknowledge that they're right. Or if they do something that you agree with, you have to say, you know what? I agree with that. When they didn't go out and give 30 million for Mike Mignon, I clap. I'll clap today. Just like when I shoot my load and your mother catch all of it and none of it get on her face. I clap. Clap. Same thing. You know what I mean? So when they do right, I clap. But when they do wrong, like most of the time, you hear me crashing out on them. I hate these sporting directors. Everything about most of what they do is fucking stupid. One time I said I wouldn't have gave AC Milan 30 million for Mike Mignon. I give it up to them for that. Oh, he backs these guys. Well, if that means I back them, whatever makes you feel better, stupid. But okay, whatever makes you feel better. I would hate to see you arguing with your girlfriend. I would hate to see it be like 2 women going back and forth.
They got Assad for the super chat as well. Assad is the biggest Maresca hater, bro. He says, here comes Maresca's lawyer. He is a fraud manager, bro. This guy, regardless of win, loss, draw, he says the same thing, bro. You know what I mean? But let's talk about. Go, sorry, say that again, Jim.
No, he probably likes Poch, innit? That's probably why.
Yeah, and Assad, get away from people's cars taking pictures.
I can't remember Assad's takes on Poch last season. You have to remind me, bro. But he's active. He's active on the channel, man. Let's talk about Marlo, man. Let's talk about Marlo Gusto, man. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, this guy. Oh.
Let's talk about this guy. AJ, you was at the game as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh yes.
Talk to us because you was there in person, bro. What did you think of this guy? And what's gone wrong for Gusto? Honestly, bro. Honestly.
I mean, it's not nothing that we haven't seen over the past like 6 months. We've been watching this shit happen in real time, you know. So again, Maresca's tactics just don't work for Gusto. Like that's just what it comes down to. But then he also gets into situations where he lets himself down. So it's like, what's actually going on with you, Gusto? Is it the tactics or is it, you know, you've regressed? Now, just overall, I'd say I still think we need to give him at least one more season because we've seen what he did last year, you know, so we can't give up on him right away. Now, what we also do need is a right back who can deputize confidently for Reece James. Now, is Gusto going to end up being that player? You know, can he be that in when the season starts in 2 months? Can he, you know, turn it around? That's the risk that we take. So, and then on top of that, Maresca, hopefully he finishes this Reece James in midfield thing. Hopefully we don't see that ever again. So now we don't, you know, we have a right back because Reece James should have played right back that game. Period.
No, 100%, bro. 2 of those goals don't happen with Reece.
He should have played right back. Right. No reason for him to not play right back. You understand? I don't believe that everybody, this experiment shit, I don't know. I don't, for something about that just seems weird to me. I don't think that was no experiment or nothing. You know, I think it was just.
No, he already said that he likes Reece James in the midfield. He thinks he's a midfielder.
Nah, man. Maresca just a lot of shit, couch.
You gotta stop that.
Hey, if we go on what he says, this is what he said.
He did.
Actually say something else though, couch, bro. Like we haven't seen Reece starting. We haven't seen Reece starting in midfield for ages now because Lavia has been fit.
Bruh, he's played there. He's played him there. He's played
not
him
starting
there.
in there. Not starting in there, bro. Starting in midfield is different to inverting into the midfield.
No, I get what you're saying, but the facts still remain. He's played him there, so it supports it supports the notion that he thinks he can play there.
I know, but what I'm saying
because
is
when you have options there, when you have options that are actual midfielders, and you still opt to play Reece James in midfield, it's because you think he can play there.
Yep, I agree with that to an extent. But the thing about Maresca, he contradicts himself a lot. So I just look at his actions, what he's doing instead of what he's saying. Because he says a lot of shit, bro. He said, I wasn't asked about top 4. And then he starts backtracking, talking about top 4. I can go through a list of lies from this guy. You know what I mean? So when he says things, I take it with a pinch of salt. Then I look at what he's actually doing rather than what he's saying, right? But how about you, Ads, yeah? Would you say that this is the last season you want to give Gusto, man? Because like, when he first came, we've said this many times. For me, he was the best player after Palmer. in the team. He was very consistent, bro, in his first year, defensively, offensively. He got nearly 10 assists. You know, he was very good on the ball. No loose passes the way he does it every single week now. It's grenade football with him these days. Are you giving him one more season, or do you think that it should now be time for like Josh to be getting those minutes?
Yeah, I'm not quite at the point where I'm like, oh, he needs one more season to prove himself. It was he's coming off a really bad season this season. Again, like AJ said, obviously he was very good the first season, very, very good. Yeah, the system doesn't really suit him, but the system doesn't dictate that he should be so bad at defending a back post cross or switching off in duels or.
That was the case last year too, by the way.
I know exactly. That's the point. Is that he was having a lot of those mistakes before as well, so he needs to obviously improve on that. But like things like the hospital passes that he's given to players in midfield, how poor he's been at times going forward, the poor decision making. Now that wasn't a theme in his first season. That wasn't a common theme as we've seen of recent. So part of it is the system, the overloading of information that's probably been a bit too much for him. Part of it is just his form, and that can happen to a young player. So hopefully we see the real gusto. Like people are saying with Neto, people are saying that they want to see the best of Neto from Wolves at Chelsea because he's shown a better form than what he showed in his first season. So hopefully we see that with Gusto. So I'm not really too like pressed on the Gusto situation because again, ultimately he's just a backup. Because in my ideal world, Reece James, one of the best fullbacks in the world, plays fullback, and then Gusto as a backup, that's more than good enough for me. So I expect a better Gusto. So I'm not too pressed about it, to be honest.
No, 100, man. Do you think it's go on, Jim? Go on.
With Gusto, I watched. There's a clip on Twitter of the goals, the type of goals we conceded, and if you listen to what Flamengo said after the game, they said that they found some sort of like weakness in the way that we play, and they targeted it. Well, that was what happened in the second half, by the way, guys. Them two type of goals that we conceded. The first goal specifically, not even just the second, because that's from corner, but the first goal specifically. If you go and look through last season's the type of goals we conceded in moments, it was playing the ball in to the back post, losing that first initial header and it going across our goal. And I said this to Jimmy in a group as well. The ball watching from our centre backs again to allow the ball to go across the goal without actually putting themselves in a position to predict that maybe he doesn't win that header. Yeah, just let it go past us, go back in the landing into the net. Happened so many times. It happened to Nottingham Forest at home when we drew 1-1, where they whipped the ball in at the back post and we just let it go across the goal. I think it happened with Wolves as well. It was about 4 or 5 times. I've seen it on Twitter, and it was Gusto. Funny enough, it was Gusto in that position, getting beaten in the air a number of times. And when I watch him in that moment, do you know what it is that lets him down? He's positioning. He's positioning in the moment. It's just the
awareness. His awareness poor as well.
Awareness of his positioning kills him every time because he's not able to leap to be able to cover the area because his positioning is everywhere in every moment that we get caught. And even with that goal, and I said to Jimmy and the one against Flamengo, when they crossed that ball in, I had a problem not only with Gusto, the first goal, but I had a problem with 5 players on that goal. Reece James, Palmer, Gusto, Chalobah, and Colwill. Yeah, all 5 of them. No, the reason I say Reece James and Palmer is because when I paused it, Reece James and Palmer are looking at Gusto and they can see there's a player behind Gusto, but in front of Gusto, there's a player. But he's obviously in between Chalobah and Gusto. So Gusto's looking forward at watching the ball, watching that player. And if you watch it slowly, as the ball comes in, Gusto goes towards the player in front of him because he thinks, I have to go and follow it. But he's completely misjudged it. And as he's gone to jump backwards because he's then realised someone's behind him, they've won the header. And then the second reaction to when they win that header and it goes across the goal, Chalobah and Colwill both ball watch. They just let it go past them, man. Into the back post. And that happens so many times. It's not just a Gusto thing. Yes, it gets targeted on Gusto because the first initial header is not good enough. But the second response from our defence in the box is appalling. It's absolutely appalling. And it's happened a number of times.
I agree, bro. Listen, we just had a slight bomber as well. Well, I say
that
bomber.
Is not a bomber, bro. Come on. That story writes itself.
Matt Fraud.
So it says here, Chelsea and Man United weighing up deals for Nkunku and Garnacho to move in opposite directions.
No. That's the same story combined.
Over getters with Borussia Dortmund meeting expected to take place in the US. What's his first thoughts, man? Then Jim, I'll come to you first.
It's the same. It's 2 stories combined. We already know Garnacho was on our list, and now the news came out today that Nkunku is supposed to be something Man United is supposed to be after. Okay, is it fucking hard to think? First of all, have we ever done a swap deal? No, we've never done a swap deal. Let me answer it for you. They've been saying for the last 5 fucking years about swap deal. We've never done one. So to even think there's a chance of a swap deal, you have to be fucking retarded because we have not done a swap deal yet. So we've never done a swap deal. They've been saying Garnacho, and today they start bringing up Nkunku. So how is that not easy article to put together? That's an easy clickbait article to make. Oh, they're sitting down working up plans with. Okay, so if Man U wants Nkunku and Chelsea already inquired about Garnacho, what's the news? I'm gonna ask.
The news is Chelsea want Garnacho, which is enough to get people up there.
No, but Chelsea that's in the news since January. It's the same shit.
I don't see it. Honestly, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it because what was said.
It's the same shit.
What was said in January? What was said in recent weeks on the Athletic, right? Is we did not go back in for this guy in January because of his attitude. That's what they said, right? And then what happened?
That's what. But even that, you believe that?
Hold on, Jim, bro. Listen, we could have signed this guy in January. We could have signed this guy in January, but we didn't.
What made you think we could have signed him in January?
What do you want made you think
we didn't even get a striker?
We wanted to tell, right? Garnacho would have happily come.
We didn't get a striker and we didn't get a winger. We got nothing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. And that's what I'm saying. That's more evidence for me to show that.
To me, that should sound more like bullshit. We didn't get a winger. We needed a striker, and we wanted a winger and we wanted a striker. We got neither.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they were interested in this guy, but what the club have come out and said is that they stopped their interest. They stopped their interest, Jim. What they said is they stopped their interest because they weren't too sold with the attitude. I even saw the same thing with what's it called? With Duran. When we was after Duran, apparently we didn't really go through with it because of the whole attitude thing, right? Now, if I'm reading between the lines, when I'm looking at what's happened with Garnacho end of the season, Amrim telling him go find a new club. You've got him posting a picture in Rashford's top, in a Villa top here the other day, right? Yesterday. All these things adding up. And then when I'm looking back at the reason why we didn't go for him in January again, I don't see us going back in for him. If we've got attitude concerns for Garnacho, why are we going to go sign this guy, bro? When he's a clear problem kid. He's a clear problem kid, bro.
Check, you know what I mean? Check Lewis. Lewis is saying something which is probably pretty relevant to what you're saying right now.
Let me
He's
go
saying
on
that it's a think piece.
Which, bro, that's what I just said.
It's a think piece.
We probably wouldn't read the article because I just said the shit writes itself. It literally writes itself.
It's recycled. Let me go read it. Not even worth talking about.
Let me go read it.
Thank you, ads. It's not even a conversation piece to me.
Let me read it.
It writes itself.
Wait, Jim, let me read it. Let me read it quickly, Jim, yeah? It said Chelsea and United are weighing up the possibility of trying to send Nkunku and Garnacho in opposite directions this summer. Nkunku and Garnacho both want to quit their respective clubs, and the prospect of them trading places has not been ruled out, although there is no expectation of a swap deal being negotiated. Yeah. Separate transfers involving Nkunku and Garnacho.
Don, wait. But Don, you literally got to stop right there. He just said what the title of the article says. He just said it's not going to happen. He literally just said it. What the title of the article is, his last line said, the title of my article is bullshit. Is right there. Read his last line.
Hold on, Jimmy. Lewis is saying, Jimmy, hold on. Third paragraph. Third paragraph. Separate transfers involving Nkunku and Garnacho moving in opposite directions would solve headaches for both United and Chelsea's, but the clubs are yet to hold direct talks on the matter this summer. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like people just, you know what I mean? People are just overly panicking. You know what I mean? I don't see. What do you call it? I don't see us buying Garnacho. I'll be real. I don't see it.
Put the headline back up. Let me help these little stupid motherfuckers who didn't pay attention in school. Let me help y'all because your teacher didn't help y'all. Let me help y'all. Put the article back up. Read the fucking headline of the article, which a headline. Let me help y'all out since y'all probably didn't learn this. The object of the headline is to get you to read the article. Okay? When you read that headline, once you read the first paragraph, it tells you that the headline is bullshit. But you niggas are so stupid, y'all keep reading. I would have stopped right. I stopped right there. Once I read the headline, I stopped.
I wouldn't even read it. I promise you.
Stopped because it's two players who's already been mentioned. The article writes itself.
Mm-hmm.
The article writes itself. Watch this. Let me show you.
There's nothing new. There's nothing new being said here, bro. But what it is about the transfer window, people, yeah? You need to do a lot of reading between the lines, bro. You need to do a lot of reading between the lines. And I just don't see us signing this player when we've got attitude concerns about him, bro. You know what I mean? I just don't see it.
It's what you call clickbait. Yeah, that is your typical click fucking bait. That is right there.
Boy, I'm telling you, bro. If we sign Garnacho, I'm going crazy. I'm not even doing a hopium thing right now, bro. If I saw the club not mention nothing about attitude, I'll be scared. But the fact that they've mentioned it, bro, I don't see it. Not after how he's left United.
Does anyone want Garnacho here? Does anyone here want Garnacho? Just out of interest, just want to know. Any of you, man, want?
Nah. Robert wants him.
Leao.
You want Leao?
Yeah. Interesting.
Open to Leao. If he can work off the ball, I'm open to it because he's got the ability.
Our attack stinks right now. We need something. We need something new in our attack.
Wait, Jem, how could you ask if anybody here wants Garnacho? We all have eyes.
You'd be surprised because there's a lot of people that are actually up for it. Especially
what do you not think about this? Let's talk about this.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait.
Do you know what the answer to that? Do you know what the answer
one second.
What? They say Garnacho. One second, Jimmy. The reason they say that is because they said Garnacho suits Chelsea's system and Nkunku suits Man United's system, so it benefits us having a switch.
Let me tell y'all. Let me show you how fucking stupid this shit is. I hit mute a while ago. I said to my AI, I said Garnacho plays for Man United. Christopher Nkunku plays for Chelsea. I just gave him the information what they play for. I said, write me an article about them being swapped together over a big deal. Headline: blockbuster swap on the horizon. Chelsea and Man U knew locked in secret Christopher Nkunku and Garnacho tug of war. This is the opening line. The summer transfer window has truly ignited with the whispers of a monumental player exchange that could send shockwave through the Premier League. While no official confirmation has emerged, highly placed sources suggested that a negotiation is underway for a swap.
Post that.
Now what you got to do is say, write me that article with Matt Law as the.
Remember,
exactly what we just saw.
Bro, I didn't give my AI no information about none of it. I just told it, write me a. Did you hear that? That shit is fucking pristine.
But that's what I'm saying, Jim. That's what I'm saying, Jim. You need to stay off the app this summer, bro. You need to stay off this app, man, because Chelsea is so easy to get people to click on these stories. But when you actually read into it, you're like, oh, this is really, there's really nothing in this. You know what I mean? Like, there's been a few rumors today floating about Nkunku. Garnacho's still there. I don't see it personally, innit? I don't see it. I'll be very surprised if Chelsea signed Garnacho. Put it that way, bro. Let's talk about Maduke. Go.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, God, you good. Yeah, Maduke. I was actually about to bring up Maduke. So
let's talk about Maduke before we talk about the first 5 games of the season. Big up Ramen for this as well. It says discussions have taken place between Arsenal and Chelsea over a possible move for Noni Maduke, who's valued at 50 million. And obviously Matt Law, was it Matt Law? Yeah, Matt Law put a little article last week as well talking about this, something similar. Ads, what do you think of this, bro? Do you think we should be selling him to Arsenal? Because personally, I don't think Arsenal's a club we should sell him to, bro. Like, that's backup for Saka, bro. That's improving their squad.
Yeah, sell him, but not the Arsenal. Not the Arsenal.
Yeah, I've had this conversation already, and I feel like for me, I'm just not strongly that moved by Noni right now. So like, people are saying, "Oh, would you be gutted if he left?" No. Do I want him to leave? Also, not really, because I feel like we've been working with him a little while. Again, we're not going to sign like a huge upgrade on him. So I feel like it's better just keep him for another year, see where he can develop. Because again, the guy only just turned 22, so he's quite a young player. He's got potential. I think he has a higher ceiling for me than Neto. Obviously, who do I expect to have a better season next season? Probably Neto, because he's in his prime. He's going to be 26 next season, Neto. More Premier League experience, and I think he suits the system a bit better in terms of being a team player. For me, Noni needs to be like the main piece, the main like attacking guy. Like the guy that where he can end moves or be the guy that gets 5 or 6 opportunities in a game to cut inside and get off that left-footed shot. In our system, he's playing left wing right now. He's kind of on the periphery of things because Palmer's the main guy and etc. Right? So I feel like I just want to give Noni more time to see what he can do for us. But of course, when I look at our wingers, I'm more than underwhelmed, unbelievably underwhelmed. Looking at Noni starting, Neto starting, it's just mid. And I look at what our rivals are going to have, and we lack, especially when you look at our strikers, especially if Jackson's going to be starting games, we need goals from out wide. Okay, the lap might have a good season, we'll see, but that's not proven 25 goals like it would have been if we got Gyökeres or Osimhen. The lap's going to need time as well, and probably going to need guys from out wide to get us goals. And we can't rely on Palmer to get 20, 25 goals because that's not going to happen every single season. So we need more from out wide. Noni needs to give us that. And at the moment, I want to keep him, but he needs to back up his ideas for next season, 100%.
No, 100%, brother. And for you, Jem, yeah, what do you think about his development right now, man? Because I actually agree with Josh. Let me bring up Josh's comment here. He says he's not developed his final third play enough. And for me, I feel the same, bro. I honestly feel like it's just gone like this. It's a flat line right now. He hasn't improved his end products, man.
If you've watched me long enough, what is the biggest thing I've moaned about when it comes to Noni Maduke? Is his final third.
End product. Yep.
It still continues to be the same thing, you know. Can he develop it? Yeah. Look, I think Noni Madueke, if he stays, he's on his final year for me in terms of showing us that he can kick on. He has to kick on next season if he stays. I need to see better numbers, more involvement, more consistency in his game. He's had enough experience in the Premier League now to be able to kick on and start showing that he's this player. I don't know. I just don't know whether he's got it in him to do it, which is a real sad thing. Because when you look at him as a player, I think he has quite a lot of good abilities. I like when he's on his game. I think he's very direct. I think he can beat a man quite comfortably. Usually, we've not seen it in a while. By the way, he can't even dribble around a man anymore. I don't know what's happened to that, you know. But
he doesn't attack the box anymore.
No,
he doesn't really do it. Yeah.
You know what he was good at doing, and it might be because he's playing on the left as well. But he was so good at receiving the ball 1-on-1. You know, knowing that he's going to beat his man, put the ball past his man and drive into the box and either take a shot or, maybe, try and set up someone depending on what goes on. And he's just stopped doing that. And I just think that, like you said, he's at a point now of his development where he's kind of stagnated a bit because he's kind of just not, he's not on his way up. And the problem is for him, if we do end up improving, which it looks like we are with the wingers, whether it's an improvement or not, there's going to be more competition there. You know, you've got Alexa Esteval coming in who's going to want the minutes as well off the right. You know, you've got potentials of Gittins coming to the club, maybe for Fana, depending on it. And if we end up going as far as getting someone like Kudus, I think it's going to be very hard for someone like Madueke to even get in the team, to be quite honest, other than on the left-hand side of that pitch, in my opinion. So if Arsenal do want him and they come knocking for like 50 million plus sterling, I don't know, right, guys? How are they going to utilise him in their squad? They're probably going to play him off the left for Martinelli. He ain't getting in front of Saka. So, is it worth the money?
You'll be back up.
He won't be a starter.
Well, then 50 million for backups. Good for us, right? Really.
No, I don't want to solve their problem.
Let me say something real quick. Because I agree that he's definitely stagnated, but I'm also looking at all of our attackers. All of our attackers have stagnated. So is that a bigger problem that we're dealing with right now? Because Palmer stagnated, Jackson stagnated. I mean, Neto's probably the only one who's shown a little bit of something, but like it's not even anything really spectacular. So I think the way that our manager is utilizing the attackers is also a problem.
Now you got to look at this. Yeah, I'm even checking the stats right now, right? So the big chances missed last season, bro. Yeah, this guy missed. Let me even go check it right now because I'm pretty sure it's double digits. Him and Jackson were criminals in front of goal last season. You know what I'm saying? Let me even go bring it up here. Big chances missed. Where is it? Bro, he missed 14 big chances, bro. 14 big chances, AJ.
Let's say you may have that.
Let me give you a few examples, AJ.
List everybody's missed chances.
No, but this is the point I'm making though, because it's like, cool, you've made a good point. You've brought up a good point here when you talk about many of our attackers have stagnated, right? But if I talk to you about Palmer, I can tell you Palmer's been, bro, he's been lacking clinical edge this season, and that's not on Maresca, right? You look at Madueke, bro. Look at the chances he had against Crystal Palace in the first half. We should have been at least 3 goals up in that first half. Look at the chances he had against Man United, bro. Yeah? There's been games this season where I'm like, yo, Noni, how the fuck have you not bagged that? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah? I fully agree.
There's been so many chances that this guy has had to get over 10 goals. Because me and Lee, we did a little bet. Not a bet. We did a little thing like, okay, I think Noni's going to score more than 10 goals in the Prem. He said no. Noni had more than enough chances to score more than 10. Man scored a hat-trick and went missing for months. You know what I'm saying? He went missing for months.
I agree, but that story fits how many of our players? That's the thing that I'm saying. Like, you're not.
But this is my thing, AJ. What about a system y'all think changes how a player kicks the ball?
I don't. You see, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that what's the coincidence? I'm asking the question. I don't know the answer. Mm-hmm. What is the coincidence with all of our attackers falling off in the second half of the season? What's the coincidence?
They're all shit.
I mean, maybe that's
it. They're all shit finishers. I mean,
maybe that's it.
But wait, all right, everybody's talking about
that's the question.
No, but people are going to talk about, they fell off under Maresca. Which one of our attackers are known goal scorers? I'll wait.
None of them.
None. So this idea that Maresca made them worse. I'm like, where? When the fuck were they scorers? None of them were scorers. He didn't make nobody worse. Let me tell you, you see Pochettino? Potter. Potter struggled to get us shots on goal. He struggled. So a lot of his attack, a lot of the problems with our attack was we didn't get many chances, and our guys weren't clinical enough for that least amount of. For the amount of chances we got with Potter, we needed that old school Chelsea squad with Drogba up front, where you give us 3 chances and we score 2 goals type of shit. So that didn't work. Pochettino came, he gave us a gazillion and 1 fucking chances on goal, and we scored a lot, but we was asked out. Like it was no structure. There was no structure behind what was going on in the attack. Yeah, Maresca came, he cut the goals down like by a third. So of course you're gonna sacrifice a little bit more in the attack, but you can't tell me. I don't like Maresca ball because we don't score enough. We don't score enough because our players are not clinical.
I'll fucking finish.
You cannot lead the league in big chances missed and blame the manager.
Nope.
It literally makes no sense unless the manager are playing the less clinical goal scorers, but that's not the case. Mm-hmm. Palmer's out there, Jackson's out there, Maduke's out there, and these guys are getting clear cut. Like you brought up some chances from Maduke that I even forgot about. Maduke probably should have had about 15 fucking goals this year.
15, Jim. 15
no exaggeration. He missed a lot of easy chances.
His one-on-ones are poor.
He missed so many easy chances, and we can't even get on Jackson. We already know how many chances Jackson missed from Palmer passes,
18,
Enzo
19.
passes.
19 big chances missed.
Yeah,
exactly. And keep in mind, we know that's normal for guys who get a lot of shots. They miss a lot of chances, but they also score a lot of goals. The thing with Jackson is he missed a lot of shots and he don't score a lot. Yeah. People are going to come and say, well, Holland missed 26, missed 25. Yeah, but he scored 25. So you get the balance. You can't miss 19 and only score 10.
And that's why, Jim. That's why it's even pissing me off. We're trying to bring Garnacho because he's another one that misses lots of big chances, bro. He's another.
He'll score. Let's not act like he won't score. That motherfucker will score. You better give him 75 chances to.
Exactly. I don't want that no more. Like, okay, you need to be creating for these guys, but bro, you have to look at that chance that we had, AJ, against United when Palmer slipped Noni in. Like,
I remember that.
How is that not even on target?
Yeah. He even wrote on his Instagram after he apologized.
He apologized for that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've seen that a lot from him this season, bro. And it's like, he's so predictable. Like, when I think of the season with Poch, how good he was in front of goal, bro. Look at the goal against Luton that he scored. Man just cut in, banged it in. Look at the goal against Leicester. I remember when the ball just came to him, first time finish, he scored against Leicester. Yeah. Look at the goal he scored against Leicester in the cup as well. Sorry, this wasn't against Leicester, against Aston Villa. When we came back in that game, he scored against Aston Villa. He scored against Leicester. I remember he scored against Sheffield. He scored some good goals, bro. When we had Poch, but the season that just went, ads, the finishing has been so poor from this guy, bro. And I don't know what it is. Do you think it's his technique? Do you think he's gonna keep getting chances? Is it his mentality, bro? Like, why has his finishing been so poor this season, ads?
I mean, I think really only he can answer that if he's being honest with himself, because the ability just hasn't really shown through in those areas. And again, you're seeing a young player who's a little bit raw, and you're seeing all these like stupid mistakes that he's making, whether it's poor decision making or times where he's just having poor first touches for no reason. It's like, why are you taking such bad first touches? That maybe just comes down to concentration. So I don't know why, but again, I'm sick of seeing it, and that's why I've been like, okay, maybe we should go get a Rodrigo, maybe we get a Leao. Let's get some proven killers in the final third. Hopefully they can do the work off the ball, because that's needed for the system, especially in the case of Leao, because Leao, for me, offensive attributes, he's got everything you want. It's just can he actually work off the ball and still be effective in the attacking thing? Because when I look at our attackers, bro, I'm tired of seeing mid. I'm tired. And then you look across the road and you look at the other teams that we're competing against potentially for a league, and they've got Salah, Wirtz, and they're still going to get another striker. And you go to City, Haaland. Like, you don't need to say anything more than just Haaland. Oh, and Shirky behind
Haaland, that's it.
Wait, Haaland, Shirky, and then maybe Foden might turn up back again, and they got some speed demons on the wing. So, like, listen, we need to Arsenal, Bukayo Saka. They need to get some other shit on the left and the striker, but they've got at least got Bukayo Saka, who's going to be giving you guaranteed end product and a guarantee of like 15 league goals and like 10 assists minimum. That's a guarantee of him.
And that's the funny part. The irony of this, ads, before you come in, Jem, like we all thought that the attack would be the strongest part of our team, but it's actually the weakest part of our team, if anything. You know what I mean? That's the fucked thing about it, because our defense finished the third best, even though it needs improvements. Our midfield, like I keep saying, outperformed everyone, right? And then you look at the attack, we scored, I think, the fifth most amount of goals in that year. But bro, the amount of chances these guys miss, it's a joke. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point, because again, we were hyping up Nkunku and we saw how he was in preseason. Then Maresca didn't want to use him. Jackson started off great and then fell off a cliff. And then the wingers stink, bro. And then obviously my man went to Azkaban and got popped for PEDs. Like it's long, bro. So it's a mad thing with the attack. I can't lie, it's mad.
Just quickly, he was training with John Jones. Just
to quickly finish. Just to quickly finish on that.
Don't let me get started on that duck. Don't let me get started on that duck.
The last 2 seasons, boys. The last 2 seasons in the Premier League, we have missed. We've had the big chances created in the Premier League only. 93 big chances.
God damn!
And do you know what it was last season as well? 87. Yeah, like we are creating fucking ridiculous amounts of chances each year.
Jim,
just in the
we had 36 shots.
I know.
Against Ipswich, bro. That's
the created.
Not so funny, Jim. Times of
big chances created, by the way. Big chances. That's like, you know what I mean? Like that's.
Bro, Jim, life has changed, you know. Bro, life has changed, because I remember when we was linked to Haaland, I used to say all the time, he's not going to work at Chelsea because
he don't get shot.
We lack creativity. Yeah, we've got Reece and we've got Tuchel.
That was with Tuchel. That was with Tuchel.
Yeah. I used to say all the time, if we bring this guy, he's going to be getting cooked, because we're not going to create nothing for this guy. Yeah, you might get Reece and Chilwell whipping it in and that, but the midfield, there's no Fabregas. It's peak, right? Now, if I think of Haaland in this team right now, we're easily competing for the league. We are easily competing. You know what I mean?
Enzo and Palmer just popping that ball over top to him, man. And him doing that Kung Fu Panda shit he be doing, kicking the ball in the back of the net. Oh, man.
I'm telling you, bro, Haaland right now walking into this team is loving life, because he's going to have Palmer there, Enzo there, Estevao and that.
Oh, he's got the best creators in the Premier League next to him, man. Enzo and Palmer. Do you know what I mean? This guy is cooking more than Man City. Not even joking.
Before we move off this topic, people are saying that, oh, they want to see Leao or whoever, right? And obviously, I mentioned Leao, but there's like a 1% chance he joins, because he's going to want 250k plus. Same with some other wingers that we've been talking about. Rodrigo's going to probably want 300k plus, right? These kind of players aren't going to join because this club doesn't want to sign players for that in that bracket. They don't want to sign players in that wage bracket. That fits the strategy. Gittins fits the strategy. Elise did not fit the strategy, so we're not going to get players of that caliber, unfortunately. So we got to try and find the guy who's going to become that guy. Who's at a young age, and I just don't know who that guy is going to be, because the market doesn't.
You got to remember though, Elise said yes to us, bro. A season before, then when we went back, we had no Champions League. He rejected us, bro.
It's Leao on some crazy wages.
No, Leao's on like 80, 90 grand a week at the moment.
I feel like he will want 250 plus, given the player that he is. I feel like he
give him 160, 170, 180. I reckon he wants
get
to
a double. Like the most he's gonna get is like a double. You know?
Yeah, I don't think he will reach the 2. Leao problem is his work rate. It won't work.
Leao. That's his problem.
I feel like we gotta.
Yeah, if we bring on Leao, I think he'll after few games of him scoring goals and looking good. Then when we start seeing the bad side, I think this fan base will flip the fuck out.
Jimmy, I know this fan base too well, but it won't be long before
180 on them.
It won't be long before
this fan base love fucking clap merchants and run with aggression merchants. Leal's not that guy, so he's not gonna.
To be fair, that's why they love Neto. Again,
That's why they love
Yeah, hell yeah. That's one of the reasons. Yo, watching Neto live the other day. Remember, I came in. I said, "Damn, he'll never lose." Love from these fans because that motherfucker like one of them fucking in the Giants of Bunny things. He just keep going and going. He just run. If he start getting his end product together, like I've seen him do in the past, he's gonna go down as a fucking co-hero.
Yeah. Nah, 100%. But I'm telling you, bro, the first goal that we concede because Leao's not tracking back. Remember Sterling? People need to remind themselves what Sterling was doing.
This fan base
was just leaving Cucurella. I was going to games and I'm seeing people shouting. I remember when we conceded a goal against Brentford. Sterling left his man. The ball gets whipped in from Cucurella's side. What's that guy called? The Jamaican defender. He ends up scoring in the box.
Pinnock.
Shouted at Sterling, bro. Huh?
Yeah.
What's his name? What's my man's name? I forgot his name now. The Jamaican guy who plays for is it what's his name? I forgot his name now.
I just said
Pinnock. Yeah, him, bro. I'm telling you, yeah, Cucurella shouted at Sterling, and that's what you're gonna be seeing with Leao, because that guy he'll be watching Cucurella getting cooked, and you'll be smiling. You know that smile that he does. You'll be looking smiling, bro. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, bro. I don't want that guy.
Some weird smile.
He does some weird smile.
He's on 100K.
I still take him though. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I would. The problem with him is he can't start a game. He's the type of dude. If you bring him on, he'd kill him. He's gonna kill. Because start a game.
Bro, he's not coming to be on the bench. He's starting for Chelsea, bro. That's
what I'm saying. That's why I say he wouldn't work here. But the way he could work for me is if me bringing him off the bench, because I won't need his like if I'm coming on looking for a goal, I don't need him going the other way. You know what I mean? I need him going forward. But he is a player who lacks that intensity to backtrack. So if the team is not kind of built around sort of what he's doing, it ain't gonna work. And I can see him coming in not working.
I can see already. I can see people saying get him out after that first goal was conceded on his side, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some of the fixtures here. I'll specifically speak about our first five, and then we can speak about our last five as well. Yeah. So obviously we've got Chelsea Palace is on Sunday. We're playing at the Bridge, 2:00. That's a weird time, bro. On a Sunday, 2:00. Then we've got West Ham away after that. Then we've got Fulham at home after that. Then we've got Brentford away after that. And then we've got United. You know what's even crazy? We're going to be in London for a month, basically. We're not leaving London for a month, which is mad.
The first month, yeah.
The first month, we're not leaving London. How are you feeling about the first few fixtures, AJ? You feeling confident that we can get off to a good start? Because to be fair, like when we had Poch, apart from Liverpool, that first game, we had a decent start, bro. We should have been picking up more points than what we did.
Yeah. So Brentford is the first game?
Palace.
No. Palace.
Put back up. Put it back up real quick.
Let me bring it back up. Palace is the first game, bro. At home.
So Brentford's preseason. Then. No, I think
Brentford is 3 games in. 4 games in, sorry.
Yeah, Brentford's the 4th game.
Brentford's the 4th game.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I was reading it wrong. Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's a good start, especially with this Club World Cup. You know, everybody's fearing us coming back late, and then preseason gonna start late. So now the players not gonna be ready for the start of the season, and then the traveling. So us being in London, you know, for the first month that's an advantage for us, you know. Yeah. And then on top of that, if you look at the actual teams that we're playing, Crystal Palace, you know, they did well last season, but like in general, that's a team that Chelsea should be beating. West Ham, same thing. We should be beating them, and they didn't do well last season. Fulham, we beat them in the run-in, and we should just be beating Fulham. Brentford, we always, you know, this is always a tough game for us, especially away. They're the
manager now.
There's no Thomas Frank.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of Brentford we got now. Yeah, new manager. Yeah.
So that's like, those first four games, like we really need to be getting 12 points out of that if we want to be serious. You understand? So we play United. You know, they might make some good signings this year. Brighton, Liverpool. So those first 4 games we should definitely be getting 12 points. Brighton, hopefully we could beat them. United, and then Liverpool. So you can't really ask for much better than that. What else you want from them after that?
100%. How about you, Ads, man? How you feeling about the start? You feeling quite confident, bro?
Yes, a kind start. I mean, the first 3 teams, all London derbies, and we have a good record against all those guys. I mean, I know we didn't beat Palace last season, but that's normally like our banker, home and away. So that's a good fixture. West Ham, we'll see what they're like next season. Fulham, again, we always do well against them generally. And obviously then Brentford, they're going to lose, obviously, the manager. Probably going to lose Mbuemo too, maybe a couple other players. So who knows what they're going to be like. So again, it's a kind fixture list to start off. And then obviously United away. We'll see how that goes. Really, fixtures, it is what it is. It's good to get a good start. And obviously the end is interesting. I mean, I always look at the Christmas period as well, just because you want to have a relatively kind Christmas run. But other than that, man, it really just comes down to your form at the time. And are we going to be taking our chances? Are we going to be not making silly mistakes? These kind of things, we just have to see when we're in the moment. But it's a good fixtures on paper. So, yeah, we got to make a good start of it. We got to make a good start in the league.
I mean, looking at Christmas, good point, because I didn't actually analyze Christmas too much here. So Christmas period, well, starting from December, we've got Leeds away, then we've got Bournemouth away, then we've got Everton at home, Newcastle away. Fucking hell, St. James's Park just before Christmas, bruv.
Yeah, that's not.
That's tough, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I mean? I'm already putting an L there. Bro. You know what I mean? They just bully us away, man. And then Villa, there's no Boxing Day games for some reason. Then we've got Villa away. And then we've got Villa at home, then we've got Bournemouth at home, and then we've got Man City. That's our first game of the year. That little period there, that's interesting. Jemmy, still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here, bruv. I mean,
what's that looking like for you? That little Christmas period there, bro?
Yeah, I think we beat Bournemouth away. I think we beat Everton at home. I fucking hate Newcastle away. I can't stand the game. If we're lucky, a draw. Probably end up with an L, but hopefully a draw. Aston Villa at home, we tend to play quite well against Aston Villa at home, weirdly enough. So I tend us to beat them. And then we got Bournemouth again in the same year, in the same month. Sorry.
That's kind of
That's true, you know. That's true.
We got Bournemouth twice. So we got Bournemouth at home. I expect us to win that. And then Man City away is what it is, isn't it? It's Man City. Who knows? Depends what form we're in at that time and everything else, you know, if we've got any injuries, whatever, you know, like it just depends.
Twice in 1 month.
You know what I mean?
We're playing Arsenal in November. We usually play them around like November time.
29.
Spurs is November as well. Sunderland October. 3 Point Lane, bro. You know what I'm saying? They've got Frank now, though. Hey, I swear to God, if my man's taking his Brentford curse to fucking Spurs now, and now, because, bro, you know, Ange, we've beaten him every time we bucked him, you know? Frank is going to be different. This guy always has our number. He always has our fucking number.
Play against, doesn't he? Yeah.
He knows how to beat Chelsea. That's one thing.
But I feel like the Spursy curse is a bit too strong, you know. It's a bit too strong.
I hope you're right.
Bro, they won a trophy, bro.
If you look at our last couple of games,
that doesn't even sound right, you know. That don't sound right. They won a trophy. That's
Don't
good.
forget.
Go to the end. Go to the end, quickly. I just want to have a look at the last couple of games. You've got Forest, Liverpool, Tottenham, and then Sunderland. Sunderland is a blessed last game, but we've got to get through Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, and Tottenham in 3 games at the end of the season, man. Like that's going to be interesting, depending where we are. You know what I mean?
I think for me, because of the finish that we just had, 2 years in the bounce now as well. Yeah, yeah, these games aren't easy. They're not easy.
Wait,
That
March, April is techie. Newcastle.
Look at the March, April.
Oh, well, it's not even good support because I need to say them in it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Everton, Man City, Man
Arsenal, Villa.
Oh, hell no, that's a run right there.
That's a run, bro. The last 11
all the
games.
way to the end. Look at the way the end. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 11 games.
You need a lead over whatever we're competing in. We need a lead going into that.
Wow.
No, 100%, bro. You know what I mean? That's why we've got to be serious this summer, bro. Like we've had we're looking at the start and that cool. The start's looking great, but towards the end of the season, it's going to be hard again, right? I think what's going to give us confidence is the fact that we've basically experienced having a hard end to the season. So now when people talk about experience, these guys have it, bro. They've had to go overcome adversity, and it was even harder for them because Jackson got a fucking red card, and they still managed to win those games, bro. Most of those games, you feel me? So, bro, that's how I'm kind of looking at things, man. When you look at our team as well right now, yeah, Jim. There's a lot of players now that are going into their 3rd year with Chelsea in the Prem, the 4th year in the Prem. I don't want to hear this thing about their age anymore, like that. Yeah, I hear they've still got to develop, but I don't want to be hearing this thing like they're just some kids that I've only been playing in the Prem for 2 months. A lot of these guys are now Premier League experience. They're not experienced in winning much, but they have Premier League experience, bro. You know what I mean, Jim?
Yeah, definitely. Like Enzo's been here 2.5 seasons. Caicedo's played 3 seasons in the Prem. Palmer's played 2 whole seasons, plus all the time he's been around, all them trophies winning. Come on, man. Enzo's won a fucking World Cup. Like, come on. Like a lot of our players got a lot of international seasoning, played in big tournaments for their country. Like, yeah, I excuses is done when it comes to that. Now, we still can get on the sports directors for not bringing in 1 or 2 more seasoned guys. Like,
this is the window, Jimmy. This is the window
with somebody else with more experience. You feel what I'm saying?
But how I look at it though, Jim, how I look at it though, if for example right now, I don't know, a Premier League club was going to buy Enzo, Palmer, any of our players, most of these guys, Caicedo, one of the key things they'll be saying is, and they have Premier League experience.
Oh, they're Prem proven. Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what they will be saying. They got
so we can't be babying them anymore, man. We got to stop babying these kids, bro.
This is why this summer window is so important, because if we don't get it, there's no reason not to get it right. We've got Champions League football next season. From September onwards, we're playing 2 games a week. And then when we get to December, we're playing 3 games every fucking 8 or 9 days. It's going to be relentless. And this is why I laugh at the whole Santos things. And
that's what makes that.
We're going to need these players through that period. But the board have to get this window right. I can't give them any more chances now. I need to see them react with good player, like, you know, with a good window. Depending on whether it's potential or proven, that's for us to have a chat about at the end. If you're going to go with potential, make sure that you cover all the areas with quality young players, is my opinion. So if you're going to go with, like, you know, goalkeeper, for example, make sure you get yourself, like, if we can get a proven goalkeeper like Mike and go back in, perfect. Don't go and get another young goalkeeper. That's the only area where I'm like, if you're going to get experience and proven, get it in the goalkeeping area. And then the rest of it,
please.
If the rest of it's going to be young, exactly. If the rest of it's going to be young, where you're going to have young wingers like Fofana and Gittin, and you're going to have Hato as left back potentially, and whatever else that's going to be going on through that period, then cool. And if we could get a Kudus on the way through it as well, perfect. You know, that's again someone that's proven in the Premier League. Gives us something to like.
If we get Kudus, bro, then I'll say that we're serious, because I think that's
about the experience,
another level of player. But because
talk about
all of that stuff, like, whilst they may have potential and certain skill sets, it still doesn't, like, you know, it doesn't put no fear in anybody's, you know, like, heart right away. You understand?
Yeah, 100%.
You kind of need that, you know, because Liverpool, Wirtz, fucking City done got 4 or 5 players. Like, our team is not good enough for those 2 teams currently as it is. So, and then the players that we link to me right now is not gonna take us there either. So to me,
that's the market,
another level.
That is the market partly as well.
That's the balance. Exactly, Jim. Go on. The market, yeah, man. It's not great. You know, there's guys like Osimhen right now that I would love at the club, but these guys don't want to drop their wages. Sancho to stay. They want to drop his wages, bro.
If they were serious, they'd go and get Gyökeres or Osimhen, put Mike in goal, and probably put a Leao on the left and get us Kudus or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, go serious. Do you know what I mean? And get some proper, like, proven players now with these boys and give them support that way. You know, I already said I would be happy to have the German guy, #Nick. You know what I mean? Bring Nick in, man, if we have to. Like, and he's he's only going to cost us 30 million euros, and he's getting paid 40 grand a week, and that was his upgrade to his contract from Stuttgart, man. Like, this guy he's an option. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. We're gonna be back anyway. We're gonna be back anyway, people. Let me just finish off on this. Dortmund expect Gittins to move to Chelsea. Matt Law. Listen, I think that's gonna happen at some point. You know what I'm saying? But listen, solid show, man. We had over 300 people watching at one point. We got rants for the redirect, but even without the redirect, people, the show's it's getting big right now, man. Like, ads got clocked in the gym the other day, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's mad out here, bro.
I can't lie. They were like, "Yo, that Jimmy guy's crazy. That Jimmy guy's crazy." I'm like, yes.
I'm telling you, Jim. When you come to the bridge, trust me, bro. You're gonna get spotted. You're therefore all of you, man, are gonna get spotted. In fact, AJ, all of you, man, bro. They know your face. You know what I mean? But AJ, let the people know what you got coming on, man. Big up.
Yes, sir. Big up. Just catch me on TikTok, NYC Chelsea Blues. I did a little match day vlog, you know, because we went to the Flamengo game. You know, Flamengo fans are crazy, bro, but they cool. A couple of them actually hit me up to do some content. So I don't know. I'm not a big content creator, but maybe I'll do some shit with them. But yeah, just catch me on TikTok, bro.
Big up, man. Big up, man. How about you, Jim? You got anything coming up, bro?
We at the game tomorrow, man. And if you're gonna be at the game tomorrow, we at Xfinity Live. That's where we at. Xfinity Live.
Yes, sir.
Just hit me up, man. Hit me on Twitter or something if you there. It was a lot of people from like fans of the channels and shit I've been on that was there linking up. Who was there? CB was there. Casually FC. Marshall was there. There's a few of us. Yeah, but we at the game tomorrow, man. So if you at the game, you know what I mean? Come check us out, man. We at Xfinity Live before the game start. You know what I mean? That's the bar that's right across the street.
It's an early game, isn't it? Tomorrow? Like
no, it's a nighttime game, 9 p.m.
2 a.m., bro. Is it on Wednesday? Is it on Wednesday or Tuesday?
It's Tuesday, but it's 2 in the morning, so Wednesday morning for us.
Yeah, Wednesday for y'all, but it's 9 p.m.
2 a.m., bro.
Man's gonna be
5 a.m. bro.
I'm gonna have to catch up on the game, man, because I'm in the office on Wednesday, bro. So it's gonna be peak.
And it's perfect too, because it's right now it's 113 degrees here, so you don't want no daytime game, bro.
Yeah, but listen, people, make sure that you're following me on TikTok there, at DonCFC. I'm gonna put AJ's one here as well. AJ's one's right there. NYC Chelsea Blues as well, people. Jem, let the people know what you got going on, man. You got playback right now, right?
Yeah, I'm on playback, innit, now these days. We're nearly at 1,000 members over there in 2 weeks. We're moving quite well. We're doing we'll get some people, maybe like a Ben Jacobs here and there and stuff. And obviously it'd be nice to get, you guys back over there as well, because we're growing quite a community over there now as well. So it'd be nice to get the original man then from over here there as well. But yeah, you have to download playback and then just click that link, guys. Kings of the Bridge, come over there and check it out.
Big up, people, man. Big up, man. But yeah, man, it's been a solid stream. I should be back on Thursday, hopefully. I think Alexis is in Spain right now, so I'm gonna try and get someone else to come on. Probably Goonie. I'll probably try and get Goonie on. But yeah, people, look out for the content. Like I said, let's see what these lot do this week, man. In a bit, love.